means you have desire, you're already person. When this this man that told you these things, when he says that the Lord or God doesn't want this and that, that means he is already a person. One who doesn't want, or one who wants, he already a person. Okay. I mean, if we say God has no desires, then we reject his existence. Yes. We reject him as God. To be more correct, I would paraphrase, or I would change the saying of this person. Along with God, there are some who have no desires. But he cannot say God doesn't have desire, because by definition, the God is the highest, the highest substance. And by saying that the highest substance doesn't have desire, and the lower substance, which we are, have desires, it's contradictory. It's nonsense. Like in the society, a person who falls in coma, who falls unconscious, that means he has no desires. And we say, oh, this person, he is the leader of the nation, but he is in coma. But he is the leader. This is nonsense. A leader cannot be always in coma. The highest being is, by definition, is one who influences others, the lower beings. And how can you influence others? This is definition. If you don't influence others, then you are not you are not higher than them, right? So if we say the God, which is the highest being, all powerful, has no desires, that means he is lower than those who have desire. So this is what I'm saying. The right thing is to say there is God who is all powerful and who influences others. Then there is conscious beings that also have desires, but their desires cannot dominate over his desires. And there is being that have no desires. Some beings have no desires, which is unconscious beings, like the matter, the dull matter. So by saying that God has no desire, he says that the God is the matter. So this is the philosophical aspect of this subject. But personal aspect of this subject, by saying this man claims that he is the God. Because if someone says God has no desire, that means I can do with him whatever I want. Like a person who fell unconscious, I can do anything with him. I can beat him, I can rob him, I can throw him in the river, I can do anything. So I'm higher than him. So by saying that God is unconscious, he fell in coma, this man says I'm higher than him. So he established himself as God. So he becomes God the man who says there is no God, he himself becomes God. Again we have God. And this God, and this so-called God, he has desires. So he wants to be God with desires by rejecting someone who has no desires.
So personality means you have desires. What is personality?
Personality consists of three aspects: desire, the feeling, contemplating, and self-manifesting or desire. So Krishna, he has three. The divinity has three aspects. The Holy Trinity, we call it, right? Krishna, Balarama, and Radharani. They are together. So Krishna, he is the contemplating aspect of the Trinity, which is the core of everything, the core of the Trinity.
Three, it means three?
Yes, three. Trinity, is this correct word?
Yes.
Trinity. In this movie Matrix, she was Trinity, the lady. Oh, sorry. So Trinity. So Krishna is the core or the pivot of this Trinity. And then Balarama, he is manifesting. He is the acting God. Krishna is not acting. He is enjoying. And Radharani, she is the object of enjoyment. Because when we say the joyful one, we automatically mean three: one who enjoys, the object of enjoyment, and the enjoyment itself. So this is the divinity, one who enjoys, Krishna, the enjoyment, Balarama, and the object of enjoyment, the nature of Srimati Radharani.
Balarama is nature.
No, she is Radha. He is the process of enjoyment.
And Balarama is working.
Yes, he is the process. Balarama is the process, she is the object, and he is the subject. Krishna is subject.
And she is object.
Yes.
And Balarama is
The process, the between them.
So who is connecting us?
Huh?
Who
We are the part of nature. Radharani or nature is the same. Hara means nature. But there are two types of nature. Internal nature, which is Yogamaya, technically called Yogamaya, internal nature, and Mahamaya, external nature. So when we say nature cannot exist by itself or by herself. When we say nature, we must say whose nature. Like if I say if I say a tall person, if I say red cannot exist separately from one who is red. The redness cannot exist without the object which is red. There must be the carrier of the quality. So nature is the combination of qualities. This is the definition of nature. It's combination of qualities. But qualities cannot exist without the carrier of the quality. You understand? They can't be old. There must be someone who is old. cannot be young, someone who is young. So there must be the carrier. So when we say the nature, first question is whose nature? And so this all nature is his nature. But what we can see, what we observe, is the external nature of him. The nature that he gives us for observation. And there is also a nature which he doesn't allow us to observe because it's intimate for him. Like an ordinary person, every one of us also has two natures. One nature, when we walk out the door every morning, so we put makeup, we do makeup, we shave, whatever we do, we wash our face, we put clothes. So we want to look certain way. So this is our external nature. We want to put ourselves for observation of others. This is external nature. But when we lock the door and we have close relations with our dear ones, so and we don't let anyone to observe, this is the closed nature. So Krishna, he has also privacy, and his privacy is called Yoga Maya or Srimati Radharani. And his social nature is what we can observe. It's the nature, what we call.
What is Mahamaya?
It's deceiving nature. Mahamaya means Maya, or the illusion or deceiving aspect of Krishna.
Is it higher than
No, it's lower.
Mahamaya law?
Yes, it's Maya. What is it? Maya, right?
Illusion.
Mahamaya.
So Yoga Maya is spiritual.
Yeah, Yoga Maya is his internal nature, where no one can see him, where he locks himself in the bathroom and no one, or in his bedroom, no one can see him. This is Yoga Maya. And everything for external appearance is Mahamaya. In Bhagavatam, I forgot which canto, Srila Vyasadeva says, "O Lord, the nature is your nature." That means everything we observe refers to him. And in second canto, he gives us the way how to perceive Lord. Though we cannot see him, but we can have the imaginary image of him, which is called Jagat Rupa. So he says that the trees are the hairs of his body, and sun and moon are his eyes, and so forth. So he gives us the way or the line how to start moving towards the Lord. He says, everything you see in this world, consider it as the Lord's reference, the quality of the Lord. It's not just, he says, it's not just hills and mountains. It's bones of him. So those who go out for hiking or Nordic walking, it's now very popular, Nordic walking in hills. So instead of just stupidly walk, they can see that they walk on Krishna's bones.
Raj, I had a question earlier referring to the Trinity. We were discussing that we hear that Balaram is like the ghee lamp and the conch shell and the paraphernalia for worship of Krishna. But is he also like the garland of flowers? They're the same.
Mm-hmm.
The garland and the incense and all those things, those are also...
It's his body. Yeah. But we know that Balarama, he is manifestation of Srimati Radharani, by the way. So that sometimes we say the moiety or the God consists of two, right? Like we say, it's Hara and Hari, Radha and Krishna, Hara and Hari. Sometimes we say two, but technically also we say three. Oh, this is too much philosophy maybe for newcomers.
That's good, that's good. Can be understanding very easy.
And to have a clue what is yogamaya or external nature, internal nature. So we said there is external nature, and everything that we observe is his external nature, the God's external nature. But he has also internal nature, and this we cannot observe, but this nature we can perceive not by senses, not by means of observation, but by means of reason. Okay, and so what you said before, everything that refers to worship is his internal nature, and the forms of worship, like the ghee, the lamp, the pujari, his hand, his head, everything that, like, if we take if we take a substance and we extract the most valuable thing from it, it becomes honey. So everything that we see and we extract the worshipable aspect, or the worshipping aspect, becomes internal nature. Like we have we see the spoon. The spoon is external nature. It has form, but the purpose of the spoon in the altar is internal nature. Like we see the microphone, right? So this is the shape is external, but the purpose of the microphone is to record. So the purpose is, so to say, is internal, and the shape is external. Shape may change, maybe big microphone, small microphone, but the purpose never changes. Once you remove the purpose, then it has no meaning. I mean, it's useless. It may look like the best microphone, but if it doesn't record, then it's not microphone anymore. Any objections, maybe?
So the internal purpose is higher than the external form.
Yeah.
But are they both, with regards to puja, are they both an aspect of Balaram, or a manifestation of Balaram, both the internal and external?
No, external is very relative. External is just dull matter. That's why we can perform puja, by the way, in mind. No? Or like chess players. They don't need chess figures and the board. They just sit next to each other and saying E2, E4. Then the other one says this and that. So they just say moves, and they keep all the picture in their minds. They don't need external manifestation of the horse or king or queen. They don't need it. Or pawns, they don't need it. So they play with purposes. So the exalted brahmanas, or let's say, we know the story when one brahmana offered Krishna rice in his mind, and then sweet rice, and then he touched in his mind. He touched the pot, whether it's hot or not enough, and then and he got burned, and he saw his finger. It was red, burned. This is why we follow Guru. Guru is one who can serve Krishna, completely removing himself from external aspect.
I have another question on that point, actually.
He's a gross master. In chess world, they call it grossmaster or grossmeister. One who can play with chess without figures. Grossmaster means big master. So spiritual master is a big master. He doesn't need material paraphernalia to worship the Lord. But he gives us the example. He shows us how to start worshipping the Lord with material paraphernalia, because we can see for now we can see only external manifestation of the Lord. So to serve Him, we need external aspects, which are the spoon, the japa beads, the everything, all paraphernalia of devotional life. So we are disciples, and he is the Grossmeister. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh, no, I was discussing one question with some of this when I was in America about trying to refine our intention behind our actions and not trying to achieve success in an external manifestation of the results of our actions, but instead trying to refine what is my motivation, what's my consciousness behind it. And it's a somewhat subtle point I was going to ask if you could elaborate on.
The sincerity we can judge by intention, right? And the result we can judge by achievement. So the action or result we can judge by action. So action is all external. Action doesn't show your devotion, doesn't show your loyalty, and only intention shows your loyalty. Like when you sweep the street, if you sweep the action, sweeping action doesn't show your devotion to the government. But if you sweep the street in certain hour and certain street, certain place, then it shows your devotion to the government. That's why they pay you. But if you just walk out and start doing this, they won't pay you. Because intention is something within us. Intention refers to us, and action refers to the body. And Krishna or the Guru, they want our devotion, not our body. When I was young, I read one fantastic story, some fiction story, by Roy Bradbury. You know this? It's American famous fiction author, Roy Bradbury. So,
Bradbury,
science fiction, yeah, very famous. So, the story was there was some mission on some faraway planet, and the people, they made robots who went to the church and pray for the people. So why to do mechanical work? We can have substitutes of us. Let them go to the church, let them utter recorded prayers, and we will have benefits of. So the people, they kept enjoying, and robots went to church, and the church was always full of believers. Okay, so when the catastrophe occurred, the planet died, or was about to die, and everything was destroyed. The people, they went to the hell, and seeing how robots went to the heaven, the souls of robots went to heaven. You cannot. The prayer is the only thing you cannot make anybody do for yourself.
So when Christians say, I'll pray for you, does it help?
Yeah. Like, if he acts like an advocate of myself in Supreme Lord's court, please forgive this. So if this Christian has very close relations with the Supreme Judge, it will help. But if he is a convict as me, then it will not. So better not to pray for me, because if you are a criminal, better not represent me in the highest court. It will serve bad service.
Guilty by association.
Yes. So intention is something that refers to me, and action something refers to my body. And also we see in relations of parents and children, when children start learning to walk, they fall. They often fall but parents, they don't chastise them. They just encourage. Okay, you're good boy. You did good try. So parents, loving parents, they don't judge children by results, but by intention. Even if a child falls every step, but still he tries, then he will be encouraged, he will be rewarded by parents.
Do children pay for parents' karma?
No. Like in the court, children don't pay for activities of the criminal. I mean, it's nonsense.
But if child done mistake, can parents pay for that?
No. Never.
Let's say they brought him up bad.
We play roles in this world. We play different roles. We play role of daughter and mother, or daughter and father. Though we're all children of God, equally significant to Him, equally dear to Him. But in this world we play roles of brothers and sisters, enemies, friends, husband and wife, daughter and father, whatever, different roles, boss and worker, but doesn't matter. Everyone is responsible for his own karma, of his own activities. There is no such a thing as children and parents. It just roles in this big show. If we remember the 6th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, when one king, he for a long time he wanted a son, and he had 100 wives, and then one wife brought the child, and he loved this child very much, and then at the age of 4 the child died, and the parents, they grieved so much, and then they prayed to Lord, bring this child back to life. And then suddenly this child woke up, and the Narada Muni, the sages, the wise men, and his, I think, Angira Muni and Narada Muni, they prayed for Lord, please bring back this child, bring back to life. And the child woke up, and the Munis, these wise men, told this child, why you make your parents suffer so much? Please come back. And the answer of this resurrected person was, which parents? I had thousands of parents in my previous lives. Which ones you want me to come back to? And these talks were heard by these parents, and then they woke up in their consciousness. They realized that there is no family relations. It's just all illusory. We just play roles in this show. Like before we have a child, we are not parents. We start to be called as parents once we have someone.
So can we say the parents are the guru of their children?
We can say anything, everything. There is no harm in saying anything.
So they really How
we,
to bring them
we can say we are gurus of our children, but we also can say we are slaves of our children, or we are fooled by children. We also can say this. We can say we are dogs of our children because we protect them.
Teach them good things, but if you teach them bad,
So we can say anything in this world. These are we call labels: parents, father and mother, children, friends, enemies. They are all labels: young, old, rich, poor, fat, slim. They are all labels. So the spiritual life means slowly to remove labels. But to remove labels in certain order, not just all labels. Because immediately, also this example from Srimad Bhagavatam, when the elephant takes bath, so he walks out again from the water, and again he rolls in the mud, rolls up in the mud, and he becomes dirty again. So if you want to remove immediately all labels, you'll become full of labels again, other labels. So we have to remove them in correct way, not to destroy our personality. And this is what Sri Guru teaches us, how to remove all these labels. What qualities do we need to remove labels? And these qualities are called regulative principles of bhakti, which is to be tolerant, to be humble, to respect everyone, and not to want respect for yourself. These are 4 regulative principles of our religion.
What about duty?
We have. This is why I said we don't need to get rid of all labels, which is duties, immediately. We have to remove one by one. And when we remove all labels, then we become like a naked soul, which is the slave of the Lord. This is the label, but this is something positive. So we have to remove, not because these religions like Buddhism or any New Age religion, they say you have to remove all labels. And in Bhakti school we say no, we have to remove exploiting labels, but we have to remain devotional label. We have to keep devotional labels. Otherwise, if you remove all labels, then you become a dead soul. You kill yourself. You destroy your form. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that the soul is invisible. The soul is inconceivable. That means in pure form, the soul has no form. It's like invisible man. You cannot see him. But when invisible man touch the dirt or put some clothes on him, then you can see his form. So our task, our target in devotion life, to remove false forms. And when we are naked, when we are invisible man, to put right form, which are basically five. There are many, but basically five. Form of servant, form of parent of Krishna, form of friend of Krishna, form of lover of Krishna. So five rasas, or five forms. So we have to remove false forms like I am the boss, I am the man, I am a woman, I am old, I am young, I am rich, I am fat, whatever. All the labels we have to remove. I am a taxi driver. I am a senior devotee. So we have to remove all these labels. And then when we become formless, then the Guru gives us the right altered, what's your business? Alteration. So the Guru, he's preparing right altered garment for you. So he puts this garment on you. So if your Guru is friend of Krishna, he gives you similar garment as his one.
How do we remove the labels? I mean, actually, like, we believe it.
How to stop thinking that we have to, it's called sadhu sangha. And I'm sorry, it's trivial answer. Sadhu sangha. Sadhu is the saint, one who has no labels. He already removed. That means he doesn't belong to this world. He technically it's called transcendental, or not of this world. So if we sadhu sangha, associate with him, then we inherit the values of his life. Right? Like if you associate with one who values Japanese money so much, then you start earning Japanese money. Then it becomes a value for yourself also. But if you associate with one who values pounds, then eventually you value pounds also. And if eventually someone says, "Oh, take Japanese money," you will say, "I don't need it, because in my land it has no value. I cannot buy nothing for Japanese money." So by association with someone who values certain things, you also start valuing these things. So if someone does not value much the followers, the knowledge, and the enjoyment, then eventually you also devaluate those things. And if eventually someone tells you, "Oh, let's start a new math, we will be the leaders, and we have such power, such knowledge, then we will collect many followers," and you will think, "Oh, it's not something valuable for me." So if someone will show you some values, you will say, "No, can he chant somewhere else?"
Right, maybe you're hearing chanting, I'm hearing something else. It's your vision.
Otherwise, when we chant, he will have to speak. So we have to pick up the values of those who we respect. So I think we done enough today for today, all right? Can you start, Arti? Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Malachari Maharaj ki jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Sundar Govind Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Shridhar Maharaj ki jai. Shri Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Bhaktavrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari.
Bharati Maharaj ki
Jai.